Political polls. Have you ever been waiting for a long anticipated phone call? You answer, and you come to find out it's a political pollster trying to get your feedback on a campaign survey. Well, political polls are meant to record the public's opinion on certain candidates or issues affecting the population. Being able to voice those opinions allows candidates to know what the immediate issues are that people are concerned about. And my political volunteer experience with the Los Angeles County Register and the extensive research on political polls has made me knowledgeable and credible towards this political poll topic. Incorporating Maslow's hierarchy and establishing a course of action, which increases voter turnout and encourages American citizens to be knowledgeable about candidates and policies, will lead to overcoming political poll issues in the United States. Political polls give all eligible voters the ability to voice opinions on pressing issues about a certain candidate. And so today, I will persuade the audience that Maslow's hierarchy are knowledgeable on participation and essential to establish a more efficient political poll system. I will inform and persuade you on establishing Maslow's hierarchy and propose a plan in which society begins to participate within the political system and learn simultaneously. It will flourish. The political poll system has many obstacles that can be hurdled by political involvement. This leads us to the discussion of what those obstacles have been and what actions we can take to remedy the situation. Well, political polls have encountered a variety of obstacles. Willingness to participate in polls is such a busy society. People no longer have time to sit through a telephone call, and then where the person on the other end is asking them a multitude of questions. In her article, Political Polls, Holly Rosencrantz states that fewer Americans respond to polls and it's harder to reach people. This shows the unwillingness of the population to participate in political polls. Another issue that we look upon is biased influence. When a pollster calls an individual, the questions asked in the survey require personal opinions that an individual might have. These personal opinions may then lead to a pollster to persuade that individual into favoring a specific candidate or issue. In the article, Polling Crisis or Not, We're in the New Era, Mark Blumenthal stated, another important part of polling is reducing noise or bias in the questions, such as words that can influence a respondent's answer. So Blumenthal explained that the manner in which questions are asked influences the responses of an individual. Eligible voters feel that it's useless to vote on elections for certain issues because they feel that their votes are not important. So in Psychology Today, Romeo Vitelli states that studies show that the polls may affect whether someone votes, especially because many Americans already feel that their vote does not matter. When voters have this mentality, it is difficult to get their cooperation in political polls. If they feel their opinion does not matter, then what would be the point in participating in a political poll? In a society where we have a diverse population, there are bound to be a variety of opinions on issues that concern each individual. Political polls fail to sample those on the diverse population. So in politics and the new machine field of work, researchers ultimately canvass a small number of people conducting each poll. Political polls only sample a small portion of the population, leaving others unrepresented. Issues such as lack of participation, biased questions on polling surveys, feelings that an individual's vote does not matter, and the lack of representation of our diverse population, all that affect the role to play as voters in a great nation. Perceptions of all the above stated issues need to change if we are going to exercise our rights and voice our opinion on those issues that impact our needs and wants. If we incorporate Maslow's hierarchy of needs into a scenario, we understand that certain needs must be met before people actually feel that they're contributing members of society. So according to Simply Psychology, the needs lower down in the hierarchy must be satisfied before individuals can attend to needs higher up. The same holds true with the scenario of both. Individuals need to feel that pressing issues in their immediate community are being tended to by those elected officials. This in turn leads to higher levels of participation in election polls and other political activities. because individuals have reached the top of the pyramid of self-actualization. All eligible voters are affected by those elected officials that we choose to represent us. Wilson pointed out that in a recent Ipsos survey for C-SPAN, almost two-thirds of the they polled, 53% said they believe the pre-election surveys affect what lever people pull in the voting booth. Knowing how influential pre-election surveys are should be motivation to participate and make a change. Maslow's hierarchy of needs teaches us all the basic needs must be met, so that way we can feel like individuals, have something to offer society, and this reflects in our decisions to be politically involved and exercise our rights as citizens. This is how we can become active members of our society. One solution to increase polling participation is making it accessible for all individuals to participate. Polling surveys can be conducted in a variety of ways that will not only take up anyone's time from their busy schedule. By making polling surveys much more accessible, individuals will not be pressured to answer in a hurry or be influenced to change their own personal views. Currently, technology has afforded us quicker and easier ways to communicate, give feedback, and view results. David Buckland from the American Association of Public Opinion emphasized that we've gone through a half a dozen transformations of polling in the last 30 or 40 years, and we're going to go through more. These changes include conducting online polling surveys and making sure questions are asked in a certain manner in order to that personal opinions that are not influenced or changed. One possible plan of action that can be followed is to use all the resources possible in order to get individuals involved within the political poll. Step one of the plan should involve helping people make a commitment to come out and vote during an election. In Psychology Today, the article was received last week. It states that helping people make plans for how they are going to vote on election day increased voter turnout by 4.1%. Step two of the plan can involve the use of social media. Social media such as Facebook, Twitter. It has helped to encourage people to participate in voting, and this sort of influence can also be used to encourage people to participate in political polls. Step three would be to involve the news media in encouraging participation. That news media has always had the power to reach millions through their broadcast, and people rely on the news media for information. Imagine now what it would look like if this plan was put into action. Imagine elected officials having a clear path of what issues are important and pressing in these communities, where the dynamics of it are shaped by the social makeup of the people living there. Recalling Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we can conclude that when people's basic needs are met, this turns into people being more willing to actively participate to their surroundings. That active participation on the part of individuals helps the community grow as a whole and produce citizens who are willing to make a commitment to participate in political events that produce results to make a change. So next time the phone rings and it is the folks are calling to get your feedback, don't be so quick to hang up. Recall that the polling surveys influence the path of the future leaders. Issues that can be fixed, such as lack of participation, biased questions, feelings that your vote don't count, and the lack of representation are all issues that can be remedied by informed voters. Let your voice be heard. Participate in polling surveys to be able to create that change the community has been looking for. Exercise your right to vote. Think how hard it took us to obtain the right to vote and voice our opinions, and how easily that can be thrown away. Or if you're going to be scrolling past a service and refusing to participate. Think about that. Thank you.